The 2024 election hinges on a simple yet daunting number: 270. That's the magic number of Electoral College votes needed to secure the presidency. While national polls offer a snapshot of the race, they don't tell the whole story. The Electoral College system gives disproportionate weight to a handful of closely contested states known as battlegrounds or swing states. Kamala Harris faces an uphill battle in her bid for the White House. To succeed, she must craft a strategy that prioritizes these crucial states. Neglecting even a single battleground could cost her the election. This means understanding the unique political landscape of each state, identifying key demographics, and tailoring her message to resonate with local concerns. The road to 270 is paved with the hopes and anxieties of voters in places like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. These states, once considered Democratic strongholds, shifted dramatically in recent elections. Harris must win back these disillusioned voters, while also fending off her opponent in emerging battlegrounds like Arizona and Georgia. No state better exemplifies the challenges and opportunities facing Kamala Harris than Michigan. A traditional Democratic stronghold, Michigan narrowly flipped to Trump in 2016, a testament to the shifting political winds of the Rust Belt. Winning back Michigan is not just symbolic for Harris, it's a mathematical necessity. Harris needs to re-energize the Democratic base, particularly black voters and union members who were crucial to past victories. She must also appeal to working-class voters who feel left behind by globalization and economic change. This requires a message that balances economic populism with social justice, one that acknowledges the pain of the past while offering a hopeful vision for the future. Recent polls show a tight race in Michigan, with Harris holding a slim lead within the margin of error. This underscores the volatility of the electorate and the importance of every single vote. Harris must maintain a relentless ground game, registering new voters and ensuring that her supporters turn out on Election Day. Michigan is not the only Rust Belt state Harris needs to win back. Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, both of which flipped to Trump in 2016, are also essential to her path to victory. These states are home to working-class voters, union members, and minority communities. Harris needs to convince these voters she understands their struggles. This means focusing on job creation, trade, and healthcare. Polls show a close race, with Harris trailing slightly. To close the gap, Harris needs to make the case for working families. Section 4. Sun Belt Surge, Harris's Southern Strategy. While winning back the Rust Belt is essential for Harris, she cannot afford to ignore the growing importance of the Sun Belt. States like Arizona and Georgia, once considered Republican strongholds, are becoming increasingly competitive due to demographic changes and an influx of new residents. Harris has an opportunity to make inroads with these voters by focusing on issues like healthcare, education, and climate change, issues that are particularly important to younger voters and minority voters. She also needs to mobilize the growing Latino electorate in these states, which could prove decisive in a close election. Recent polls show Harris running neck and neck with her opponent in both Arizona and Georgia. To win these states, Harris will need to turn out her base, while also persuading moderate and independent voters that she is the best choice for the future. Section 5. Turning out the vote. From college campuses to union halls. Winning the Electoral College is not just about persuading undecided voters. It's also about mobilizing your base. Harris needs to excite and energize Democratic voters, ensuring that they turn out to vote in record numbers. This means engaging with voters on multiple fronts, from traditional canvassing and phone banking to digital organizing and social media outreach. Harris should focus her get-out-the-vote efforts on key constituencies, including young voters, minority voters, and union members. She needs to make the case that this election is about more than just choosing a president. It's about protecting the future of American democracy. The outcome of the 2024 election may very well come down to which campaign can get their voters to the polls. Harris needs to run a disciplined and data-driven ground game that identifies and mobilizes her supporters. Section 6. The Path to 270, a tightrope walk to victory. Kamala Harris faces a narrow and treacherous path to victory in 2024. She must win back key states in the Rust Belt while also making inroads in the Sun Belt. Despite the challenges, Harris has a fighting chance. If she can navigate the Electoral College map and mobilize her base, she can become the first woman elected president. Kamala Harris has a vision for a more just and equitable America, and she is determined to fight for every vote.